welcome to the Questionnaires podcast, where each week we source the best questions from Yahoo Answers and attempt to provide the best advice from.
Why do serial killers get cool nicknames?
2.
If you soaked in a bath of whiskey, would you end up getting drunk?
We're here to prove that every question deserves an answer. Joined with me this week, as always, is Marcus.
Hello, Tom.
And Damien.
Hello, guys.
As I'm sure everyone is wondering, are we all in the same room because restrictions have been lifted to be able to allow friends and family to visit each other? Who wants to make the grand announcement?
It's obvious because we're still talking over one another, I guess.
Yep.
Yes, no, we're still online. We're still online, guys. We're still keeping our social distance.
I just feel like we're allowed to hang out with people, but 3 dudes who are like pointed at each other, just talking the whole time and spitting for at least 40 minutes to an hour. Probably not the best thing to do at the moment, even though I'm sure you guys are probably okay. We're just erring on the side of caution.
Just, you got to say that like health and safety is number one when it comes to our kingdom. So we're just trying to keep it that way.
That's right.
We're trying to keep our kingdom safe and protected during this awful time. So it's most important for us to stay safe. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the stats, but not once did I see the Questionnaires Kingdom have any sort of deaths or cases on the news. I mean, it's affecting everyone, but not us.
No active cases in the kingdom.
We have that stat in our favor, but do you want to hear a stat that is not in our favor?
What?
Yeah.
Since this whole pandemic thing has gone down, podcast listening as a whole has gone down 70%. So that has devastated us in that regard.
Is that because people aren't commuting? Is that what's going on?
That's exactly why. A lot less commuting. People are home watching TV a lot more. So we've taken a big hit in that regard. So whoever has still stuck with us during this time, hey,
you're number one. You're number one in our minds. I mean, I've dropped off on listening to podcasts because of the travel time. Like, I mean, I get like 1 hour long drive every week that I listen to podcasts. So I get it.
I thought it was also that like a lot of podcasting gear had been sold out online because people were just like, I'm stuck inside. Maybe this is when I'm going to start my podcasting career.
Now's my opportunity while everybody else is doing it.
The supply and demand of podcasts have been thrown out of whack at this moment. There's so much supply, not enough demand.
I think what we need to do is what a lot of our friends in bands do, that when they release a song, like, you can see on Spotify somebody what they're listening to. Yeah. I see our friends just have their newly released song just on repeat, so they kind of boost their plays up. Maybe we need to do that with our podcast. It'll take a lot longer because every episode's 40 minutes, but still.
I think what we should be suggesting is please just hit play, but then hit mute on your speakers so you don't actually have to listen to it, but we get the play counts.
We love you.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's all we care about. Just the glory.
Yeah. So if you're listening out there, once you've listened to the podcast, refresh it, hit play again, keep it going. Did you guys know that on a very related note, is Justin Bieber had released a song and basically had asked his fans to do that in order to make #1 spot in like US charts?
That was for Yummy. Yeah. For the song Yummy. Did you think it was weird, Tom? Because I would say he is a titan of the pop world. As if he needs to be shilling for views. Surely he would get that regardless, right?
I was just going to say, he does seem like he's going on a downward trend, though. Not in terms of like his mentality or like his mental state or anything like that. I don't mean that. But I don't hear about him much at all anymore, personally.
You think the Bieber bubble has burst?
I think it has. I think he's still got some good songs. I'm not saying people don't like him. I'm just saying I don't hear about, like, when Baby came out. I mean, I don't listen to pop or radio or anything like that, and I still heard that song like a million fucking times. I don't hear any Bieber songs anymore. In fact, I didn't even think he was in the music industry anymore.
I think basically, if I can just take you down just pop history for the last 12 months or so, he was on a bit of a break, Marcus, but he did have his triumphant return with Yummy, and I think what it was is he really wanted to get himself back up in the limelight, so he was pretty much begging fans. Like, he would call fans and be like, have you downloaded it yet? Have you bought it yet? So go do it now. Go on iTunes. Have you done it? Show me the receipt. Like, make sure you do it. He was basically...
Prove how loyal you are to me.
And then he's like, oh, you did it? Oh, thanks. Okay, bye. And then hung up on them.
I just got to assure all of our listeners we're not going to call any of you up to tell you to buy our podcast. Our free podcast, we're not going to make you do it.
I agree with you, Marcus, but if you're a true Questionnaires fan, you will smash that like button, you will subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating, but only the true fans will do that.
Well, let's not push that any harder because we don't want to make it seem like that's actually what we care about. What we do care about is answering questions from the website Yahoo Answers, which is what we do each and every week. We choose some questions that we find from the site, try to provide advice and help these people on their journey. That's how the show works. The other thing we do is we choose a theme each week to name the question askers, and it's Damien's theme this week.
That is correct. And yeah, in the questionnaires parts of town. We've been talking a lot of Prison Break at the moment because Marcus, I believe, is gone having a watch through at the moment.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be fun for us to name our question askers after what we think our prison nicknames would be and why.
All right. I like this. I do like this theme because I actually asked my partner. We're watching Prison Break as you mentioned, Damien, and I asked her.
Have you encountered Teabag yet? Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, I have encountered Teabags.
Explain why Teabag is called Teabag in the show Prison Break.
Yeah, I think I know why they call him Teabag. I don't know 100%, but Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong. But he makes people his bitch. So he's like the pimp daddy of it. Like he's the alpha dog. He takes out the inside of his pockets. They look like little tea bags, and he makes his bitches grab said pocket and walk around with him. Tom?
That is correct. I will say that it's probably a bit of a double entendre. So he's got his pocket, and, if your teabag's bitch, you hang on to the pocket. But his name is also Theodore Bagwell. So I think Teabag is a nice shorthand name.
I didn't know that. See? I didn't know that.
This would all be explained in my Prison Break podcast that I also do on the side, which you guys aren't aware of.
It's called Cellmates, right?
right. Cellmates.
Good thing that his first name was Theodore and not like Damien, so his nickname wasn't D-Bag, because then that would have sucked.
He's like, well, now I need to change what I do. I need to douche people. I need to be the douche.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, no.
Well, I'm happy to kick things off, seeing as it's my theme. Why not me jump straight into it?
Yeah, let's hear it. What's your name?
I was thinking, you guys can give me some constructive criticism if you disagree, but I'm thinking I'm a skinny, wiry guy, and if prison TV shows and films have taught me anything, that means the skinny, wiry guy is always the snitch, because I have nothing to offer physically, right? But I can, information is power.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and the skinny guy for some reason is always wearing a beanie and always hands in pockets looking around while he's telling people secrets. I feel like that would be my thing.
Yeah.
So my nickname is The Disciple because I'm like Judas. I'm a snitch. I'm going to be giving people the info, and then they're going to get cut out.
Why don't they just call you Judas?
No, but here's the thing, Marcus. If I'm called Judas, then people's like, well, Judas, I've read the Bible. I know Judas is a snitch. I'm dead immediately. It has to have a bit of ambiguity to it.
You want to make sure that they're not exactly going to know that you're a snitch, because I don't think snitches are respected in prisons.
No.
Like, as far as you might
I'm
not
at the
last
bottom
that
of the
long.
food chain.
Oh, yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know if you know this. I don't know if you know this or not, Damien. Snitches get stitches, all right?
I've heard that.
I've heard.
And the thing is, if I'm just called the disciple, they might be like, well, maybe he's Peter. Maybe he's Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John.
One of the good ones.
No. He's doubting Thomas? No. He's
No.
Judas. He'll kiss you on the lips and then stab you in the
And
back.
shake you in the butt.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty.
All right, Judas, go
so
on.
the disciple writes in, my bad or her bad? My close friend invited me to a other friend's house party. The girl hosting it talks about her sex life to anyone who'll listen, but I don't mind, as I've done my fair share of out there things. The host invited a guy as a date to this house party. She's forbidden us from bringing up her sex life during the party, as he's a lot less experienced. At the party, on her suggestion, she said we should play Never Have I Ever. At first, it was the usual questions, but then the host started aiming her questions at me and everyone else at the party. A few people shot back at her and she seemed fine. She then upped the ante by saying, never have I ever banged with or been banged by a strap-on. A few of the girls drink, her date giggles, and then I drink. I'm a male. The guy looks at me like, bro, and then the host girl giggles and explains that I like getting pegged. By this point, I'm drunk and annoyed at being targeted, so I drop the bombshell question. Never have I ever had a gangbang in Jamaica. She takes a shot. The host takes her shot and bursts into tears. She screams at me for breaking the rules. I protest that she started it. Her date, eyes wide, asks her if she's really done that. She confirms it. He gasps. She says I'm a party-wrecking, date-ruining asshole. So what's the verdict, Yahoo? The disciple.
I love this whole situation. Let's play it Never Have I Ever, but tell everybody else, please, like I'm off the border. Off limits. Yes, I'm off limits.
I can give everyone else a sexual history out, but when it comes to me, no.
I got a date here. You're not allowed to make fun of me.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's she's playing with fire here. She's an idiot. Like, why do that? And I feel for the disciple here, because you don't want to be the butt of all jokes. You don't want to be the one that's like, hey, this guy gets pegged. Like, I'm just embarrassed just as much as you are. Oh, fuck you. All right. And I like how he brings up Jamaica too, like a specific, like you specifically.
The thing is that either one of them could deny it if they really wanted to, right? Like, it's one of those things that if it is something that's a little bit too close and a bit too raw, you could always just like not drink to it. You're not bound by law.
That's so funny you say that, because in the question, right, the person mentions that they're all like mid to late 20s, right? So they're kind of around our age group. So I was like, well, the maturity should be there. But for some reason, they're treating the rules of never have I ever like it's a lie detector test, like it's sacred. You have to stick to the rules.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes me laugh a lot is when the guy hit her with the Jamaica atomic bomb, she still took the shot and was like, yes, I have. It's like, you can stop playing. Why do you feel so committed to the game?
She like took a sip through the tears and just like, damn, he got me good, but I got to drink. It's the rules.
She respects that
I have
game.
to drink in this situation, yeah.
I feel like the best thing that he could have done is what the disciple actually did, was to sort of hit them with a bit of medicine. And you could almost just play it like, what? I just wanted to know if anyone had done it. It's like, and it might sound super specific mentioning Jamaica and everything, but never know. I just pulled it out of nowhere. Play dumb.
Here's my rebuttal, Tom, to that.
Right.
As much as the host was doing the wrong thing, like targeting people, outing them, I think she was smart about it in that she still kept them general. Like, has anybody here ever been pegged? Whereas this guy, like, to me, at the start, it was a Cold War. There was no nuclear bombs being used, no missiles. But for that guy to add the specificity of in Jamaica, I mean, that's only one person. That is a nuclear bomb dropped on one country
And it's
with
Jamaica.
no other collateral damage. That's only getting one country there.
Right.
It just so happens to be Jamaica in that situation. But it's funny though. You're right. He went specific. But if he had said, have you ever had a gangbang? If she had a drink, I'm sure the conservative guy would still be like, what? Like the in Jamaica part is inconsequential, I feel. Does it really matter?
So what you're saying is he could have like just asked the gangbang question and then played it off like, what? It's not specific to you, and then he won't look like he's singling out the person, and someone else could maybe drink as well, and then they could be like, cool, maybe what are you doing on the weekends? If you're into that.
I mean, the other alternative he could have said was, never have I ever had a gangbang in Germany or something like that, and looked at it. And it's just like, yeah, I know you've had a gangbang in Jamaica, so please pull it back a little bit.
Just go Gibraltar, and she's like, oh God, I thought he was going to get me with that one. Thank God.
Phew.
I don't like the idea that this person is like, the person that's running the game is treating it like they're the host of their radio show and they ask the questions and then everyone else has to answer back. Like they're a shock jock trying to get those answers, poking and prodding, but accepting that there's going to be no consequences that'll fall back on them, which I don't think is fair in this situation.
Absolutely. And I also think it's kind of interesting that like the person mentions they have a sexual history that they like to talk about. They're pretty open with it, but then they want to hide it at the party. Why play the one game that is engineered
Exposes
to
it.
getting that information out of people? She put herself in that situation and then it blew up in her face. The only reason I could think that she might have done it is there is mention that the date that she brought was a bit more less sexually experienced, right? So I wonder if she was using the game as a litmus test to see how he reacted to things, to be like, oh, kissing, he looked like he liked that. Fellatio, yeah, he was still on board. Butt stuff, we'll put that down as a maybe. Like maybe she was just trying to gauge his face in reaction to what people were drinking to.
Yeah, I get ya. Sort of just like testing the waters.
Yeah.
I think that's why she did it. She wanted to say, hey, here are all my friends and we all do things sexually like a little bit out there. And she probably wanted to see what he's done. Like, has he pegged before? Has he had a gangbang in Jamaica? Wouldn't it have been funny if he had a shot to that question?
That would have been amazing.
That would have been perfect.
I feel like for everybody, they should, if you're walking into this game or if you know your group of friends and you're comfortable talking like that with them, like you should know it shouldn't be a surprise or it shouldn't be embarrassing for you if you've entered into that willingly with people you know.
Yeah.
I agree. There was an ulterior motive, I think, to both of them that like the person who started the game threw the first stone, but then this guy just furthered it and made it worse. Here's the thing though, right? I feel like never have I ever, when you play it with friends, anyway, in my experience, like we're all close and we all know each other. So when somebody just asked a question we didn't agree with, we'd just be like, no, man, we're not answering that. Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to divulge personal details about me and my partner or things that have happened because, there's no obligation.
I don't agree with never have I ever. It's just like, oh, let's talk. Like, if you're there with your partner and there's all these sex games, it's just like, oh no, I don't want to play this game. Like, no, it's not fun.
I agree, but here's the thing. Despite our opposition to never have I ever, I've actually devised a little never